Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Premier League Team of the Season is going so well, in fact, that the leaks are already starting for the next League of Team of the Season super early. Now, that's not a great sign, of course, but we're going to look into those leaks today and probably more leaks coming soon from what the leaker said. But there is more information to look at for today's content on Monday related to the current week of Premier League. Guys, today's the big day for packs, the upgrade SBCs that we look forward to each week of Team of the Season to give us the best chance of packing these Premier League Team of the Seasons and maybe a new cup mode and an evolution leak that still could be a good one. We'll talk about that and more in today's video. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Now, the biggest part of yesterday's content is 100% that SBC that was a surprise to all of us. But first, before we get there, let's go to Evolutions, where we had yet again another paid Evo. And man, I don't know, these silver Evos for me, they're fun at certain parts of the year, but I think at this late stage of the year, most of these aren't that helpful, at least for me. Now, I've got this Tim Weah card who can go into this silver Evo, but as you notice here, and probably a lot of your clubs look the same, if you're doing the daily silver packs, into the grind packs, into the crafting upgrades, you don't have any silvers in your club, but now we're supposed to evolve them. So this is a good upgrade in terms of the playstyle pluses that it gives and the stat boost that it gives. If there's a silver or a bronze that you're wanting to boost up, by all means, get yourself a pretty nice card here. One thing I would mention is if it's a lower rated silver, you may not want that chip shot plus. You might be able to do another Evo that's currently out right now, or wait for another Evo to come out that would give your card a smaller upgrade, but maybe give them a playstyle plus other than chip shot, and then you could put them into this Evo if they're still below 74 rated, get the rapid, and get the low driven plus. I thought that was pretty interesting there. Since chip shot is the last one that is given, that's helpful to maybe do some evolution chains. Now, if you want to put somebody in like Nani, Minte, Hudlin, there are some fun cards that go into this, and a lot of silvers are up on the market, especially some of these cards here, but your more popular silvers are up on the market, so it's probably worth checking your club if you have some silvers in the club, which, unlike me, I have 0 at the moment because they're all going into the upgrade pack grind there. Now, let's go to the SBCs where the content really was yesterday. Before we get into that SBC, it's taken all the hype. Let's go to the icon section here because we had the other 99 paste player SBC. We had Vardy on Friday. We had Michael Owen yesterday. Now, 99 paste is a lot cheaper this time around for Michael Owen because his card is only 256,000 coins to complete. It is the first Michael Owen special card that we have had this entire year. Finesse, power shot, chip shot. He's fast. He's going to be great in terms of finishing. His dribbling should be pretty good. I wonder how he will feel compared to Jamie Vardy in game, just because he's shorter. His dribbling stats aren't that much different, but he's just a different player overall. I love his play styles, to be completely honest, and I love his roll pluses, of course. For me, this is an SBC I would at least consider doing with my fodder right now. Not that he's going to be a card that I would use for a long time, but that's a card for a price that I think is cheap enough where I haven't used a special Michael Owen. I've used him in older FIFAs. For some of you guys, it's an icon that you want to get done and collect in your club because of your favorite club. Then go ahead and do it. Like, I have way less problem with this Michael Owen than I do with a Jamie Vardy just because of the price of those SBCs. 256k, 7 squads is really, really easy to get done compared to the 11 squads of Jamie Vardy in the 950,000 coin price range on him. But hey, that's 99 pace for a pretty decent price. Now, the other SBC that was dropped yesterday was the Paris SBC from the Women's Super League. And this one here is incredibly cheap. Nikita Paris here with the quick step, the low driven, and the chip shot plus, right? Maybe not the most meta card, but she does have 5-star skills. I'm sure her left stick dribbling is going to be insane. If you do want to try her out in game, good play styles as well. She does not have inside forward, which is probably a bit of an issue, but the fact of this SBC is it's literally an 83 and an 85 rated squad. You do need a team of the season player, but this is a like 20,000 coin SBC. Like, it's virtually free. If you have an extra TOTS card in your club and you can turn that in for a 93 rated, like, that's not a terrible place to get a 93 rated, higher rated card if you're trying to still chip away at Vardy or Doué or Hullet or Thuram. Something like that could be useful in an SBC like that. So nothing super crazy between those two SBCs, but the real interesting part about the content yesterday was the 90 plus, yes, 90 plus icon player pick. The leaks that we looked at in yesterday's video said it was 89 plus, and then it was just going to add FUT birthday, but instead this one also added the UEFA Dream Chasers. So right now, the only icons that are not in player picks are the most recently released Immortals cards. This is a W for an icon pick because it delivered above and beyond expectations. The price isn't that much more expensive. Now, granted, fodder is in the absolute bin right now. I tweeted about it yesterday. All cards from 84 to 90 rated are not even selling on the market right now because they are literally at minimum price. Yes, this is true, guys. Even 83s technically are not selling on the market. Now, you can list cards up and get some lazy sales, but it's actually really annoying. This is kind of a problem that has happened before in previous years, but it's actually been a thing for a while now. Like, take a look at Bruno Fernandes. He's out of packs right now. His gold card hasn't gone up from min price in 2 weeks. If you look at the 14-day graph, he's been minimum price literally the whole entire time, basically since the beginning or at least the middle of April, which is almost a month. And that's actually kind of a problem. I'm not really here to talk about this problem for a long time today, but I think it's worth mentioning because fodder is so cheap right now, which is a good thing to get SBCs done, and it means a lot of us have it in our clubs. It's actually kind of a bad thing because when you pack a tradable 86, 87, or 88, you probably already have that card untradable in your club, or maybe you do, or maybe you just want to take the coins for it and sell it. You can't right now, and that's kind of an issue. So hopefully EA don't lower price ranges, but introduce exchanges, because that would be one way to actually lift up that bottom tier. Even 85, 6s, and 7s would probably at least go off of minimum price if exchanges were out just like last year, because that would give some demand for those players. People would go to those cards on the market, buy them to put them in the exchanges and get packs, especially for the 89s. They would go up for sure. They might even go up 5 to 10, maybe not 10,000 coins and double in price, but I think they would go to 14K if we had exchanges. That'd be a pretty cheap exchange pack if it was the same as last year. So that's me just dreaming there for a little bit, but also kind of talking about a pretty big issue with the fact that fodder is so cheap. But that does make this icon player pick super cheap. The 88, 89 rated squads in here really combine for a price of 200,000 coins. There's a TOTS player requirement, which is nice. Any TOTS or a team of the week, again, super duper nice to be able to put in a TOTS card to that. And at the price of the SBC right now, I thought this tweet was really interesting. There are 21 cards from this player pick that are above 200,000 coins, the price of the SBC. There are 16 cards that are below it, if this tweet is true. And I find that kind of interesting. I really do, because like some of the cards that you're getting out of this, yeah, sure, you're going to get some bad ones like the Desai, the Makalele. They're 92 rated. They're semi-usable if you're on a new RTG type squad, or even if you're going to stick a card in the club for evolutions in the future. But you have a chance at the Kaká now. You've got a chance at this Javi. You've got a chance at Raul and Rivaldo. And of course, the FUT birthday cards. You've got a chance at Ronaldinho. That's probably one of the biggest names, of course, that is in that FUT birthday squad. So that's the one that a lot of people would be chasing. But I think the one thing that's going to maybe help the pack weight out on these icon picks is the fact that there's no Centurions, there's no Thunderstruck, there's no Winter Wild cards on it. So you should hopefully see a higher drop rate for Future Stars, grassroots grades, and maybe even some of the team of the year icons. Now, they're icon picks, right? We know they're not going to be always giving out great stuff, but at this price, and right now without any major SBCs that I feel like all of my fodder needs to go into, I think I might try one of these icon picks this week. This has actually brought a little bit of hype back to icon player picks, which I don't really have a problem with, because as we've talked about every single week, icon picks seem to be forgotten about and seem to be kind of disregarded each and every week because they're just not good enough. You know what I think is really interesting is the fact that EA didn't even release a new hero player pick yesterday. I think they're like, people really do not do hero picks very much at all. So they just took him away. I mean, there is still this hero pick here, but it's not like they refreshed a new one unless I completely missed it. And that was already available, unless that was not added on Flippin' here as one of the recently dropped SBCs. Maybe it was, but yeah, like that hero player pick, I saw nothing about that today. All I cared about, and all it seemed to be most other people were caring about, was the icon pick. So let me know in the comments what you think about that one. Has that icon pick being upgraded made you interested in doing it? Or are you kind of like, nah, Nate, still icon picks are dead? Or is it like, you know what, let's have fun, let's try something, because the SBCs that are out right now for players aren't that crazy in Prem Tots. Now, let's take a look at the market and look at a few prices, because I have no coins, and you know what? I kind of got motivated to make some buys here on a early Monday morning, late Sunday night for some of you guys watching this video, whatever time zone you might be in, because these Premier League TOTS cards and some of the EFL cards really dropped in price. And I was like, you know what? people are going to wake up today, I think, on Monday and want to use these players. And that's why I put some coins into them. Now, I had a lot of coins in some other investments too, which we'll talk about. It's actually a pretty decent time to make coins with the state of the way the game is and the content is. Cards are fluctuating, and it's a great time to trade. But I went for some of these cards that had dropped off a lot in the last day. I went for Matheus Cunha. This is a card that was like 400,000 coins all weekend. We talked about in yesterday's video that on Saturday, some of these cards finally started to drop, right? Matheus Cunha was 440 to 530, went back down to 450, and then yesterday he really dropped, right? From 417,000 coins down to 315 where I picked him up. Right now he's about 330. So hopefully today on Monday, there's still weekendly going on. People are going to wake up today. I think it might even be a bank holiday in some parts of the world. And this is going to be an opportunity for people to go and try out these brand new cards. So I picked up a couple of Matheus Cunhas. I picked up an Isak, and I'm not investing in all of these cards, but even a card like Bruno Fernandes, who's now 60,000 coins, and he was 55K just a couple of hours ago with how much he dropped off yesterday, I could see this card even going up to 65,000 coins today, which isn't a huge bit of profit, but it's there. Erling Haaland, right? He had a pretty good fluctuation yesterday, I believe on Sunday. He went from 520 to 560, 570, which is not great. He plummeted down to 430. Maybe he goes back up to like 490. I don't think it's going to be every single card today from these two teams or these three teams that are out right now, but I think there's at least a chance that some of these guys could go up a little bit. So that's one way. If you want it to be a little more risky, you could try to trade and invest if you get in early, probably soon after this video drops today. I will be selling all these cards that I picked up probably right around or before the content drop time today on Monday, just to be safe about it, because they'll probably come back down later in the evening. But one of the things you can do right now with Team of the Seasons is make an investment on the fodder side of things. This is more of an investment and not a trade, but just shouting this very early because tomorrow we're going to talk about it more. But there should be a TOTS Tradein Pack coming out tomorrow, and you guys know what I mean when I say a Tradein Pack, right? That's the pack that gives us a chance at packing a guaranteed promo card. The pack was added to the code last week. It was any team of the season from the first 6 leagues that have been released. I think it's the first 6 leagues. I think the Eredivisie and the EFL are included in that. It could just be Premier League, Women's Super League, D1 Arkemen, and League One. We're going to have to go back and take a look at that specifically. But the point that I want to make is if you want to buy a couple of TOTS cards, try to get them at 16K or under. And especially bonus points, if you can get TOTS cards for that price, 15K range ideal. But if they are from the D1 Arkemen or from the League One, because those cards are out of packs, and they could maybe rise like an extra 1,000 coins when these cards go up. Now, remember last week, TOTS cards went up. I think they went from like 16, 17,000 coins all the way to 20K. The SBC for the guaranteed TOTS packs came out, and TOTS cards dropped. Probably the same thing's going to happen this week, because think about it. Think about it. Sure, you've got Premier League. There's going to be a lot of hype for guaranteed SBCs this week, even if there's another extra one on top of that with the trade-in starting tomorrow. I just think there's so many people with TOTS cards in their clubs right now. These cards could go up to like 18 to 19,000 coins, but I wouldn't go all in on it. I would just say do a little bit of a club stock, do a transferless stock, and then say I'm going to lazy list these before the trade-in comes out, before the guaranteed TOTS cards come out. But you definitely don't want to be holding on to TOTS cards during rewards on Thursday. Remember what happened last week? The TOTS cards really tanked. It's probably going to happen again. So I wanted to make that mention for investing right now in this game. Again, under 16K with a hopeful sell price of like 19, that would be perfect. Maybe some lazy sells at 20. It's not big profits, but if you do buy a decent number of them, and if you don't want to actively trade, that could be just a way where you buy some cards, constantly relist and make some coins. But if you do want to be monitoring the market, guys, the out of packs team of the season cards and out of packs cards in general from promos are fluctuating fantastically right now in this game. If you go take a look at some of the player prices, you got cards like Vitinha yesterday, who's 200,000 coins right now. He was down at 187, went all the way to 211, and right now he's 203K. You know, we could look at a whole host of cards here. You look at the D1 Arkemen cards. Dumornay is up pretty high from where she was. Yesterday she was 303, went to not quite 330, but close to 330. There's decent profit there, and there's going to be so many other cards. You don't even have to look at Team of the Seasons, though. You can go back to out-of-packs cards, like maybe a card like this, Zico. What did Zico do yesterday? Zico yesterday was as low as 1.15, spiked to 1.3. He hit 1.3 million coins twice, and what is he right now? 1.13. That's a perfect example of a card that is out of packs that you could trade with right now. And this is the part of the market that's doing the best, in my opinion. It's overlooked because everybody's looking at team of the season cards, but not everybody is just buying only team of the season cards. Now, sure, you need to be careful and make sure the cards that you're flipping, you have plenty of margin on. You're getting, looking at the graphs, you're getting great prices. Like this Zico is pretty cheap. If I had enough coins, I would think about trying to get that, or maybe trying to get an undercut on him. But like some of these Premier League out-of-pack special cards, the Marcus Rashford that I bought yesterday for 1.35, I sold him for almost 1.5 mil. And we've got some other cards that we flipped that we still have as well. I still have the Mbappe that I invested in. I still have the Heung-min Son that I invested in as well, waiting for these guys to go up for me to get the right sale price that I would like to. And even the Foot Birthday Haalands that I all bought for 310, those sold for 300 to 347. The Declan Rice for 907. So flipping the in-packs and the out-of-packs cards right now is a good way to make coins. The cards are fluctuating, and I just wanted to mention that in today's video because I know some of you guys are like, Nate, I need to make some coins. I'm grinding the game right now. I'm trying to do icon picks, trying to afford a TOTS card that I want to get. It's a more expensive one. Definitely be trading because the market is moving pretty good for trades. Now, let's get to the biggest news that we talked about at the beginning of the video, and that was honestly the surprise of yesterday, and the surprise that still got me like, man, the leakers are knowing that this Prem TOTS has not delivered in terms of the hype expectations that we maybe hoped and wanted to see. So all of a sudden we have Bundesliga TOTS leaks. Yes, guys, Bundesliga is the next league of team of the season. Remember, we voted on this. It didn't get as much hype as the Premier League vote, but we voted for it nonetheless. And now we already have leaks for it. Now the leaks are kind of more of the obvious ones, to be completely honest, but still, it was a surprise to be hearing about that on a Sunday, and with the threat, I guess you could say, or the tease from one of the leakers that he could release more names from the rest of the team of the season Bundesliga literally as soon as whenever he posts them, because he's asking people, what clubs do you want to know the players from? Now, the first leak is my boy Harry Kane. Bayern clinching the Bundesliga title yesterday. Harry Kane has won himself a trophy. Go check out his Instagram story. He's so happy that he won a trophy. That was a hilarious video to watch of him singing. But anyways, he's getting a team of the season card once again. No surprise. I would have to imagine he's going to be our 4-play style plus player for the Bundesliga team. Once again, it looks like there's 3 players from each team of the season squad that gets 4-play style pluses, like the main squad. So you've got Salah, you got VVD and Declan Rice from the men's team. From the women's team, all you have is Shaw, and from the EFL, all you have is Tanaka. So from Bundesliga TOTS, you would expect to see 3 players, an attacker, midfielder, and a defender that have 4-play style pluses. He would probably be that guy as one of the highest rated. And this gives me flashbacks last year to the Harry Kane team of the season card that we had that was very expensive. He was like 6 million coins the first weekend, and then was 4 million for a while, and then dropped off heavy. But that card was absolutely nuts. But that's, you know, the first leak that we have for Bundesliga team of the season. Now, this is the second one, and this is where it gets interesting. FutAccountant says that Wirtz is also getting a team of the season card. Again, not that big of a surprise. He had a pretty sick and expensive team of the season card last year as well, and he could be the 4-play style plus midfielder for Bundesliga team of the season. But like the second part of this tweet here, full club post, tell me your club. This is something that FutAccountant specifically has done in the leaks of the previous weeks, where he has said, tell me what club you want to see the leaks for and what players are going to be coming out in this next team of the season, and I will tell you based on the club. So either he's bluffing this early in the week and saying, like, you know, respond to me with your club, but then he doesn't respond to people until like Wednesday or Thursday later on in the week, or he actually is just like, screw it, I'm going to leak the rest of the team as early as today. That's what I'm really curious to see, because it does feel like the hype for Prem TOTS has kind of come down. I would also say, too, this is maybe a bit of a side note, but it kind of feels like the pack weight has also been turned down a little bit from Friday. Maybe it was just the fact that a lot of us had crazy saved packs and crazy player picks all saved up, but there's still some good packs that are out right now, the 86 plus picks, the 84 times 5, and I've heard just so many people saying, like, I'm packing less blues right now from the daily upgrade pack grind. So I don't know if that has anything to do with just the Premier League TOTS hype. We know the SBCs definitely have something to do with it, and maybe the evolutions as well, but maybe that's the reason why he's leaking these cards as early as he is, and maybe that's what's not going to stop him from posting the rest of the Bundesliga team of the season. Now, I'll really only be super curious in the Bundesliga TOTS leaks when we have official stats. These are not official stats for these 2 cards, allegedly, but that's what I'm really interested in right now and curious about, because if something's not super hype in the moment, then of course we're gonna hope that the next League of TOTS, as we go throughout this TOTS promo, it's going to be good. So we will just have to see, guys, how that ends up working out and where that goes. But that's the biggest thing, because like on a Sunday, 2 days after we get these Prem TOTS cards and packs, we have leaks for the next team. I know some people don't like that. I personally don't like that either, because like here I am today for a Monday content release, excited because I'm here to try to pack team of the season cards, and now it's like, wait a second, there's cards from the Bundesliga that are being talked about now, and I'm like maybe thinking about Harry Kane, packing him, and guys like Wirtz and Musiala, and wondering who's in the Bundesliga team of the season, because I voted on that. We all voted on that. So that kind of pulls even the hype back a little bit for me for Prem team of the season, just from a leak perspective. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about content of early leaks like that being so early. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I don't know. I want to hear you guys' feedback on that. Now, let's talk more about today, because backing into what is happening right now, that is Prem TOTS, right? Today's the upgrade pack day that a lot of us are looking forward to, because last week on this day, we of course had the premium League 1/D1 Arkema upgrade packs, which were 11 rare gold requirement SBCs, but they gave us the best chance of the unlimited grind to pack blues and fodder and keep rinsing and repeating and rinsing and repeating. Like, I packed so many of my 71 blues last week from those premium upgrades. Now, I don't think the luck is going to be as good this time around. The 84x5 Premier League pack has not been as good as the 82/7 League 1 was, right? There's just way less rares in League 1. There's way more if you look at Premier League and Women's Super League compared to the League 1. But that still doesn't deter me from being a little bit excited to try to pack these Premier League TOTS cards today from upgrades. That's definitely the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to. Once again, the best grind, silver upgrade packs, the daily silver and the super silver, into the grinding upgrade, then into the crafting upgrade, and then from there with those rares, you're going into the premiums, or you can supplement that process and make your grind go further by spending coins buying rare golds and putting those straight into the premiums. I think that's going to be a lot more popular this week. I don't think that gold cards are going to go up at all, but for 600 coins per card, it's not a terrible idea to just go stock a few of those in the club, even early right now, if you plan to do a lot of the premium Premier League upgrade packs. Now, also, how we would expect to see content drop today, that would be including an SBC player. Daily SBCs are a part of this promo. Question for me is, who's it going to be? I still want to see the leaks, and I still want to know what this Guro Reiten SBC is going to look like, because that's the one for me that's the most interesting in the moment. We still have cards like Embuemo, we have Aina, and a lot of other names here like Mateta, the Murphy brothers, that have not been released yet. Damsgaard, Wissa, Clivert. Still curious of when and where those cards are going to be dropped, whether it's SBCs, whether it's objectives. But the rest of the SBCs don't look that crazy, maybe except for the Murphy cards. Those look at least pretty interesting, and Aina is definitely still interesting, just hopefully pretty cheap. We're watching out for that release, and I'm sure we'll have news before content of who's going to be released today. But the thing that I want to take a look at next would be evolutions, because there is an Evo leak that is circling right now, and it has to do with center attacking mids, and it fits 91 rated. A new 91 cam evolution is set to come that gives 5-star skills, technical finesse, and trickster plus. The stats upgrade is evidently decent, we would hope, and Cruyff can be used. And he said, should we start leaking requirements? The leaker beef here with these, underhanded comments is still going back and forth. FutAccountant has not tweeted about this Evo yet, and I would say both these guys have been correct on evolutions for the most part recently. FutAccountant has been more correct than FutPolice, but they both have had correct leaks. Now, if you take a look at the comments down here, the 99 pace and shooting players cannot be used, but the first 91 rated version of Neymar can be used, and it's not this one. It's not the Neymar, the more expensive Neymar, right? The striker version. It is the other version of Neymar that can fit this evolution. You've got other cards like this Andres Pereira, who does not fit. Looking through here, he's got a Hatate card. That one fits, but the stats look pretty much lower on that one. It looks like there's some requirements. Maybe is it shooting? Maybe shooting, there's a little bit of a requirement in. I mean, he said no 99 shooting, but there's one version of Florian Wirtz that fits, but this one does not. Maybe because the passing and the dribbling is too high. I don't exactly know what Yeah, here we go. Odegaard fits, and he's got 90 pass and dribble. So it's hard to really decipher what the requirements are for this yet. But if he's teasing that he could leak the requirements, then maybe he will go ahead and do it. The one thing I'll say is just be careful if you have any of these cards that have absolutely ballooned in price. You guys know what to do. Sell in the hype just to be safe. Neymar went from 630 to 900, back down to 700, and now he's still 900,000 coins. Even a cheaper card like Brahim Diaz went from 50,000 coins up to 80K. Pretty decent idea there. Sell in the hype, right? He won it because of the leak. Sell in the hype and do not risk it. That's one of the things to watch out for. Maybe today that could be coming in a couple of days still as well. Mondays usually aren't that exciting, but one thing that could cap off the excitement of this game here is, for Monday content at least, maybe a new cup, guys. Of course, we have the cup that went away. I think it goes away, right? Yeah, where's the cup at? I think it's totally been going away, or it's already expired. Yeah, it expired on Friday. That's right. But the cup was released last week for the League TOTS on Monday. And the real curiosity that I have with a potential cup mode that could be dropped today with some good packs, hopefully, maybe some player rewards in there too, would be what requirements would EA have? Remember the last one, it was one French and one Dutch player. Would they make us use team of the season cards? Kind of mentioned that in yesterday's video. I would find that super fun if we had to use a full team of TOTS cards, or maybe like 6 TOTS cards in a squad. Would they make us use that? Would they make us use only Premier League players? Depending on how restrictive the requirements are for that friendly mode, you could see a lot of player prices moving, because we've seen that time in and time out during the year. This year is that whenever EA do require specific things in those cup modes, prices move, and they move a lot. So I'm really curious to know how that's going to play out. That's one thing to watch out for today inside of objectives, and it's probably not something you invest in ahead of time. It's something that you just wait to see drop and then kind of decide what you're going to do after that. I'm going to keep lazy listing my informs. I believe informs like 21 to 22K on the market still. I did get one sale yesterday at 25,000 coins. I'm going to keep lazy listing my TOTS cards that I picked up as well, and hopefully we can see some nice rises on the market today and have a fun day ahead of us of upgrade packs, crafting whatever SBCs you want to craft right now. Like usually I'm against icon player picks, guys, but right now, Prem TOTS with the upgrade packs that are out, with the players that are out in packs, a lot of us are grinding to try to pack big stuff. Like, have a rip, man. Have a rip with one of these. Try it out. See what you get. If the first 1 or 2 are not good, then just stop and then move on to something else. But, like, I think I'm going to do one of these this week after I finish the SBC or 2 that I'm going to do, just because why not? But that's the video for me today, guys. Have a great Monday. I will see you guys in the streams. They're back today. We took the weekend off, but we're back today. We'll be live here on YouTube and, of course, on Twitch as well. Those links are down below in the description. Have a great Monday, guys, and I will see you later in the stream today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. That's always greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already to not miss all the videos, and comment down below if you have any questions. I will see you guys today later in the streams. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.